How does the Easter bunny paint all those eggs? He hires Santa's elves to help in the off season. Hoppy Easter, all, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. So, what's been going on? At work, we completed all of our testing a day early. The testing deadline is Monday, tomorrow. And Friday afternoon, I sent my boss a screenshot of all the test cases complete. I was the last two straggling test cases. I had a couple of failures in there. I don't remember what they were at this point, but everything got resolved. Oh yeah, they were basically things had changed from 3 months ago when we were told what they were going to be. So it is what it is, but basically everything seems to be working. I mean, working is just mapping data from one system to another. Uh, how the new system is working with the data, there's a few questions about that, but that's not my responsibility. So, yay! What have I been working on? So, yeah, let's talk about Saturday Sampler. So I goofed. Um, yeah, what do I say? I goofed today. So it's Easter Sunday. The quilt shop is closed, so I can't do anything about it. What I was doing is I was using triangulation tools, and after I cut everything, my triangulations are up here, and I realized I sewed a wrong side to a right side. And it was after I had cut the two edges off. So the only way that I could fix this the way that it is if I was 100% perfect in lining everything up, which I'm not. So I have basically two choices. Choice number one is to go tomorrow during my lunch break and get replacement fabric. The fabric is this yellow line fabric. The other choice that I have is to use this fabric that I have left over from a different project as the yellow stripe. So they are starkly different from each other. And the big thing that concerns me is I don't know if this fabric is going to be anywhere in Saturday's sampler. So I don't want it to stand out like a sore thumb. Uh, we'll see what decision I make. It's going to basically have to be made by tomorrow at lunchtime. And I think it's probably just going to be uh, what type of energy I have at lunchtime. Uh, really, yeah, because I've got other things that I'm working on tomorrow at work. So we'll see. I am leaning towards going and picking up a scrap piece at the quilt shop. It costs $1 and going to be probably about 40 minutes there and back. So, yeah, there goes my lunch tomorrow, but it'll get the block to be exactly what I'm looking for. What else am I working on? I have this quilt underneath my needle right now. I'm working on binding. It is, yeah, we'll see how far I get. It's The project is from a pile of quilt tops that I gave to a friend of mine sometime last summer for quilting. That pile is starting to get low, so that means I need to start working on other projects, getting them done so I can get them on the long arm and continue pushing these out for my goal that I have for the year of making one every month. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Hopefully, this binding will go fairly quick. We shall see. uh, I was going to be working on the half square triangles or the flower power quilt, but time kind of got away from me. The whole miscut fiasco that happened this morning just totally killed my ADHD. So I was focusing on that instead of calling an audible and just saying, let me work on something else and figure out tomorrow. I was just focused on the moments. This is a disaster. What's going to happen? I just spiraled in the wrong direction, but I managed to pull myself out of the spiral. Started working on the binding of this, and uh, maybe after the Saturday sampler is done this week, I can start getting the flower power stuff done. I did get the triangulations printed for them, so I have a whole pile of printed templates for the half square triangles. So I just gotta put them on to uh, the fabric and just sew through them. Uh, or 18 sets, so that doesn't take me too long to sew through. I can probably do it. I just need to get back in here and get focused. So yeah, that has been I'll call it a quiet week. I wish that I had done more. I'm blaming my uh before anybody asks though, how did I miscut this? So, or not miscut, missew. What I do when I'm cutting black fabric like this, I will tend to cut from the backside when I'm cutting it on my cutting table because it's a lot easier to see this color on my cutting table than it is to see this color. So when I'm focusing on this color, I can see it. And I was just cutting, doing a stack and whack, and I lined up the yellow fabric on top of it just to make sure that everything is a good size because with triangulations, you have enough room around it so that you have your cutting borders and stuff. And I mean, I did everything right except I forgot to flip this to be right sides together. So yeah, I have plenty of extra of the black fabric. I do not have anywhere in my stash any of this yellow line. So, like I said, I think I'm just going to end up going and up at the quilt shop just because my ADHD and OCD go just fight each other and everything. So, what are my goals this week? Uh, yeah, it's going to be interesting because I will actually have time to do something. It feels like just assuming that work doesn't go crazy. I think we're just going to be trying to figure out what our normal day jobs are now that the project is slowly starting to wind down. Uh, Number one is I definitely need to get my Saturday sampler done. Go to the quilt shop and pay $1 for basically a piece of fabric about this big. I'm gonna have to make sure that I get that done. Either pay $1 now or pay is $10 if I don't or if I don't have my quilt block completed. And I'd rather pay $1 now than at the end of the week. Number two, I want to get the binding done on this quilt. As you know, show and tell. It shouldn't take me too long to get the binding done. I've already got it probably about half done. We'll see how far I can get with it today. Hopefully, I can get it done and off the sewing machine while the video is processing. So maybe it'll be done by the time you get to be watching this. Number three, though, is the big thing. My electrician is coming on Friday. And because he's coming on Friday, I know he's going to be working in the bathroom, and the bathroom will be officially done. Oh, that's the first time I've fully said that phrase that it'll be done less than a week. Um, what I do want to do is I need to move a handful of things like away from walls because I want him to part of the project list that I gave him that's outside the bathroom. There's a couple things that like switches and outlets that I want him to install. So I got to get all those ready for him. So he's going to get higher priority than anything else because I'm paying him for all this other stuff. Any of these other stuff, it's like, yeah, if I miss the goal, it's not a big deal. If I don't move a dresser out of his way, I think that's a little bit bigger of a deal. So uh, hopefully, like I said, work week doesn't get crazy so that I can get things moved along for that. Uh, but for other goals, I think I'm gonna at least try to get the triangulations set up and put onto the fabric bundles so that I can actually get those started. We'll see. I think I need to go to Walmart and get some more of an item that I use for that. So, because mine's not working right now, and yeah, Walmart. So maybe I'll do that. Work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got a couple other errands to work on. Unfortunately, the quilt shop closes before I get out of work, so I do have to do the quilt shop run during working hours, and then I can do the Walmart run after work. So uh, I don't think I have much more to talk about right now. This has been a fairly quick episode, I think. I don't talk way too much about Saturday Sampler, but it does happen. Sometimes there's something you just can't quite rip out once you take it one step too far. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Uh, Thank you for watching. Please consider liking the video if you did enjoy the content. It really helps me out with the algorithm and lets people know that I am putting out things to enjoy. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing if you can. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.